Digivation Network.
A 21st century citizen is a person using information technology (IT) in order to engage in society, politics, and government. A 21st century citizen also have a comprehensive understanding of digital citizenship, which is the appropriate and responsible behavior when using technology. People who characterize themselves as digital citizens often use IT extensively, creating blogs, using social networks, and participating in online journalism. Although digital citizenship begins when any child, teen, or adult signs off on an email address, posts pictures online, uses e-commerce to buy merchandise online, and/or participate in any electronic function. This is the only way to survive and be noticed in the present day. And on this note, I welcome you to Digivation Network, Africa's leading ICT business, lifestyle, and innovation program on television. I am Gideon Tebulaba, and I'm standing in for your regular host, Byron. To be part of the show, please follow us on all our social media handles and subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network, for exciting and informative videos and reports.
This is Digivation Network.
In this edition, we bring you a special report on one of Africa's biggest ICT accessories hub, Computer Village, Otigba-Ikeja, Lagos. In this special report, we hear the plans of the government for the market and how the traders and interest groups view this. Our top 5 segment for this week features the top 5 most sophisticated prisons in the world, plus an exclusive with Oluwasegun Adeniyi, a digital analyst and banker who shared his thoughts on how banks in Nigeria are making use of locally made softwares to combat the threats of cyber fraud. These and many more coming your way in this edition. But first, let's serve you with trending issues that made news during the week, followed by Digitech Tips with Folawewo.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi. Welcome you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
The Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, Professor Umar Garuba Dambata, while speaking on key performance indicators, KPIs of telecom services, highlighted drop calls as one of the major parameters and stated the Commission insists that out of 100 calls, only 1 is allowed to be dropped. He made this known at the Nigeria Academy of Engineering 2021 Technology Lecture and Dinner, in which the NCC was awarded for its contribution to engineering.
As you are aware, we have key performance indicators characterizing quality of service, about 7 of them. The commonest one, that is the parameter that characterizes quality of service, is drop call. That is the phenomenon that most citizens of this country are familiar with. We try as much as possible to ensure that the stipulations of the Nigerian Communications Commission are respected, with regard to this important, parameter. We insist that out of 100 calls, only 1 is allowed to be dropped.
The NCC boss also reinstated the Commission's capacity to monitor and enforce the KPIs across the country.
We intend to enforce this, KPIs. And we have a way to monitor them and ensure that they are adhered with, okay? Meaning we have the capacity to measure these KPIs, including, the SPIPE that I did not state, but primarily the 2 that I have stated.
Yes, so last week I told you how to find your lost or misplaced Android phone, but today I'm going to tell you how to find your lost iPhone. I am Folawe Wayeni. Welcome to Digitectives. So you misplaced your precious iPhone and you're getting sad. Not to worry, just go to your browser and type in iCloud.com. Type in your Apple ID and password and sign in. When you're on iCloud homepage, you will see your phone's apps on the screen. One of them is called Find iPhone. Click on it and it will show you the overview of the location on your map. Then click on all devices at the top of the screen and pick the device you want to find. Voila! It will display the exact location of where your iPhone is. You can then play sound, which will alert the phone and it will ring out. Turn on lost mode or erase the phone if you're sure you can't get it back. Now, for lost mode, click the lost mode in the box at the right corner of the screen. Enter a phone number and it will display on the screen of your iPhone, which the finder can use to get to you, and then you click done. The phone will be locked, or you can erase all data and information from your phone. I believe that was very helpful. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network, for more interesting and informative videos. I am Folawe Wayeni. See you next time. Bye.
That was a very informative one there from Folawe. Up next is our special report for the week, and it's on Computer Village in Otigba, Ikeja. This market is one of the biggest computer accessories markets in Africa, and the Lagos State government have a huge plan for it. Let's see this report for a comprehensive analysis on what this plan is and how it's going to affect business in the market.
Computer Village, arguably the biggest information communications technology ICT accessories hub in Africa. Located in Otigba community in Ikeja, the capital of Lagos State, Nigeria. It is a perfect competitive market with an organized association, the Computer and Allied Products Dealers Association of Nigeria, CAPDAN, and going by provided statistics, this Lagos-based tech market generates over $2 billion in a year. Data have shown that more than 20 million phones are sold at the village in a month, and the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has said that the market contributed about 2% to the national gross domestic product in 2014, a figure which has significantly increased to this date.
There's a lot of ingenuity going on in Computer Village. One of the first things we are doing is to formulate a hardware plan for Lagos, right? That would have Computer Village at its core, right? Their ecosystem of repairers, their ecosystem of builders, their ecosystem of sellers in Computer Village. Recently, we've put Computer Village in talks with a number of multinationals that want to come into Nigeria and build factories, right? We insist that Computer Village must be an important element of participation, right, within their own considerations, right? And we are also linking Computer Village with the educational institutions, right? Because while that ecosystem there is a little bit unstructured, we are trying to put very organized structures around it. So how can we certify some of those people in Computer Village so that when you take your phone, when you take your device to Computer Village, you are working with a certified repairer?
Before a market which has been tagged Nigeria's Silicon Valley, the site of Computers Village is not one to behold, as the market is disorganized and confusing. Hosting both shops and residential buildings makes it even more irregular. So what can be done to boost the already laudable potential of Computer Village to make it befitting of African Silicon Valley?
We are developing a lot of things that would make this place, fulfill its full potentials. Really, we are moving away from trader perspective to a business based on knowledge point of view, and that is what the industry requires, and that's how we are leading the business hub. We can actually have Silicon Valley whereby all the IT companies, the OEMs in the world would have a base, and all the IT companies will be together. There are some things that that are going to be a lot of people are coming up with now. The smart city project in Lekki and so many other projects. We know we'll get there.
Recently, an agreement for the rebranding and relocation of Computer Village from Ikeja to Katangwa has finally been reached between Lagos State Government and the Coalition of Associations in Computer Village. A plan which was implemented by past Lagos Governor Akinwumi Ambode and is believed to be commissioned by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu within the next 2 years, and promises to provide a more conducive environment for their businesses, devoid of miscreants, harassment and disorganization that is a menace of their present location. But what does a new look and location connotes for traders and consumers of this Africa's biggest tech market?
It's not good, actually good, because it's going to affect us. And in this market, we are trying to see everything we can do so that they will not remove the market, because it's going to affect us in every angle.
I think the government is having a plan, but we have not been carried along like we, the business owners in Computer Village. We don't know how they want to include us in their plans, because moving us over there is like saying that we should just leave our offices from here to that place, but we are going to be, there will be a lot of costs that we are going to incur, because the amount of shops around there are very, very expensive.
One of the advantages of moving to that place is that it gives you a lot of space to do more, and a lot of people will come. So as to bring development to the location we are going to. So it's anyhow it is, we adjust.
With the promise of a new face for the famous Computer Village, it seems certain that it will continue to remain the biggest and most important tech hub in Africa, provided the plans are executed as it is on paper.
This is Digivation Network.
Thanks for staying with us. That was our special report for this week on government plans for Ikeja Computer Village. I'm sure you learned a thing or two from the report. If you have just joined us, you're still watching Digivation Network. Do check us out on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network for more reports.
This is AIT Infotech Network, reaching you from Freetown in Sierra Leone,
Accra, the Ghanaian capital,
Addis Ababa in Ethiopia,
Johannesburg in South Africa.
We are in Cairo in Egypt,
Tunis, the Tunisian capital,
Cape Town in South Africa,
reaching you from Dubai, Hanover in Germany,
live from Chicago, Las Vegas in the United States of America, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. We are in Beijing, China, in London, England. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Coming up next is Adaze Okeya-Ine as she brings you the top 5s. And this week, we'll look at the top 5 most sophisticated prisons in the world. Enjoy this.
Thanks, Toby. Hello, welcome to another Top 5 segment. My name is Adaze Okeya-Ine. You can subscribe to www.youtube.com/Digivation Network. The concept of deliberately setting aside institutions to rehabilitate and serve as correctional facilities for offenders of the law was the reason prisons was established. Before the 18th century, offenders of the law more often than not were subject to capital punishment or deportation overseas. Over the years, evolution has influenced not just societies, but also these institutions designed to confine criminals. Here is a look at the top 5 sophisticated prisons in the world. At number 5
5 is Xinxiang Prison, China, infamously known as the Tiger's Cage, located in Beijing, Xinpeng's district, an hour away from Chinese capital center. It was built in 1958 at the foot of Yongshan Shu's mountain and funded by the Soviet Union. Operated by the Ministry of Public Security, it was originally intended to house war criminals from the Kuomintang nationalists. Currently, it houses the communist state's fallen elite. Cells in the prison are a generous 20 square meters and have writing desks, private toilets, and washing machines. Some cells are said to have private bathrooms and sofas. Inmates are relatively well fed and do not have to wear uniform, but are allowed to read, exercise, and play games. At number 4 is the North Branch Correctional Institution, Maryland, United States of America. Ever wondered just how expensive it is to keep prisoners incarcerated? Well, at our number 4, mostly. At number 3 is the Black Dolphin, Russia. Situated in Orenburg region near the border with Kazakhstan lies Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. It houses 700 of Russia's worst criminals. The inmates are imprisoned for life. Its nickname is got from a fountain with a sculpture of a black dolphin on the prison's territory. Considered one of Russia's toughest prison camps since 1745, it was renovated in the year 2000. Inmates are kept in cells behind 3 sets of bars. They are kept under 24-hour supervision that includes guard checks every 15 minutes and constant CCTV camera cell surveillance. And at number 2 is the Solza Baronosky Center, Massachusetts. It is one of the most technologically advanced prisons in the United States of America, housing 1,000 inmates. The layout of this prison was designed by a team from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. The facility operates a keyless system. All doors are centrally controlled from the control center. The doors have 43 graphic user interfaces (GUI). While power cuts could disrupt other prisons, not so at Solza Baronosky. It boasts of a renewable power source like solar power and hydroelectric. Occupying comfortably the number 1 spot in the most sophisticated prisons in the world is the Administrative Maximum U.S. Penitentiary, or ADX Florence, Colorado, United States. The ADX Florence is commonly called the U.S. highest security Supermax or Alcatraz of the Rockies. It was opened in 1994 and is located in the high desert about 2 hours south of Denver. It was built as a facility for the worst of criminals. ADX is situated on 49 acres of land with a robust security infrastructure. Welcome back. And this is where we draw the curtain for the top 5 most sophisticated prisons in the world. Join us again next week. My name is Adaze Okiaine. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Back to Toby.
Thanks for staying with us. That was the top 5 segment, which featured the 5 most sophisticated prisons in the world. Today on Question Mark with Hillary, we have Oluwasegun Adeniyi, a digital analyst and banker who shared his thoughts on how banks in Nigeria are using local softwares to combat the threat of cyber fraud and other related matters. Enjoy the conversation as handled by reporter Hillary Damisa.
Hello and welcome to this segment of the program Question Mark with Hillary Damisa. There are 2 types of questions in life. Questions that have been answered are questions that are yet to be answered. And today, we would attempt to answer those questions bothering your mind on e-banking, if you like internet banking and the likes. And our guest on the program is Oluwasegun Adeniyi, a digital banker. We are glad to have you on this segment.
Thank you very much.
The advent of e-banking has brought about scandalous financial loss, financial scam, and internet fraud. Can you let us into what the banks are doing to mitigate and curb these challenges?
It's a daily problem, especially in financial services industry. What we have done, which I think many banks have done, the big difference, what we have done, which many banks have done, is we have fraud management solutions, we have a lot of internet security solutions which manage access to ensure that they are authorized before they can access our customer accounts. But what is more important about our solution, and this is where the customization from the generic options available are, is we have included software which relies on technology to understand our customers and their trends, such that if we notice abnormal activities on your account, we are able to flag that as a potential fraud activity and then get you to confirm going forward.
Different banking applications and softwares drive the financial sector of Nigeria. Do you think the banks are doing enough to drive and support local softwares to deliver services within the banking space in Nigeria?
I don't think it's possible to have any other position but to want to support our people. Okay. And I speak that not just because they are our locals, it is primarily because they are our locals, they understand the peculiarities of our problems even more. They understand what challenges we're faced with. Nigeria and Africa is peculiar in its own. Our people have a different way of thinking, unique way of thinking, I would like to put it. Our government is unique in its own as well, I would say. Solutions that have worked in the Western world may not fit in here because there needs to be some customization to be done. The best people to do that are the people, our locals. And I think that's definitely a case for local content.
With globalization comes the ever-changing face of technology, which also affects lifestyles and banking in general. With all of these, what do you think the future holds for the banking industry, especially in the face of the fintech revolution?
I think globalization helps to spread knowledge and technology across borders. The future of banking, it lies beyond just financial services, but extends, into how we understand the day-to-day lifestyle of our customers. I spoke earlier about the transition from a share of mind from a share of wallet to a share of mind. I think for the future, there are 4 things that I see to be very important in banking. It's the fact that banking will become invisible, banking will become connected, banking will become insight-driven, and it will become purposeful. Invisible from the perspective of financial services will become a way of life. So people don't wake up in the morning and say, I need to get a loan. It's, I need to buy a car. And then at the point of buying that car, there is a bank behind that ecosystem who's able to finance that procurement of the car. It will become connected from the same perspective. The bank is aware that I am at the car shop and I need to procure a vehicle. It will become insight-driven from a perspective of the bank understands my data points. It understands what I do, and based on that, they have earmarked me for a car loan, where in actual fact, because you are shopping for a home constantly on the internet, you are being targeted for a mortgage. So that's where the inside drive comes in. And purposeful from a perspective of all of these things become meaningless if they are not adding value to you as a consumer. I think those 4 pillars, I think will drive the future of banking, especially with the growth of globalization. It will ride on technology. You hear people talk about artificial intelligence and data analytics. For me, those 4 pillars will ride on the technologies, but those will be the 4 pillars that take the future of banking forward.
Thank you so much, Olusegun Adeniyi, for those insights, and we hope to have you again on the program if time permits. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's back to you, Tobiloba Gideon.
Thank you, Hilary. That's all we can take on the show for this week. To watch the full episode again in case you missed anything, please go to www.youtube.com/Digivation Network to see it and many other previous episodes and reports. You can also reach us on our social media platforms displayed on the screens. On behalf of the regular anchor by Ragabi, thank you for watching. I am Gideon Tobiloba. Join us again next week for another interesting episode. Bye for now.